So when changing inner tubes, there's three things you need to look out for. Number one, the size of the inner tube you're using. Make sure it's compatible with the wheel. Two, the rim. Make sure there's no damage to the rim of the bike because that can just cause another puncture. Three, the air pressure. Air pressure is something that if it's not right, there's no point pumping up. There's no point changing the wheel because, changing it, cool, but if you don't get enough, you're going to get a puncture or you're going to get a buckled rim. And if you get too much, the wheel's just going to pop again straight away. So those are the three things to look out for.
Here we have two inner tubes. They have two key differences, and if you confuse these when changing your inner tube, you will get another puncture, or you may just find that it just doesn't fit. So this one here, 700 by 18 to 25 millimeter. Now, if you see on your bike that it says on the wheel, if you see that it says 700C by, sometimes it says 700C by 23, sometimes it says 25, sometimes it, basically the range is this range here. So any number in this range, if it says that on your wheel, then this inner tube will fit the bike. The 44 millimeter Presta valve, so this is the design of a Presta valve. So if you see this on your inner tube, this means that it's a Presta valve. I feel like I said that enough, but in case you didn't get it, that's a Presta valve. And 48 millimeters is the length of it. This one is completely different. This one 26 by 150. So this is for a mountain bike, whereas this one is for a road bike. This one here is a lot thicker, and it also has a Schrader valve. Now a Schrader valve is the generic kind of valve that you see. It's quite short and stubby. They can sometimes have the Presta valve. In fact, more time they can have the Presta valve, but a Presta valved rim may not be accustomed to a Schrader valved inner tube. So that is something you always have to look out for, because in Presta valved rims, the hole for the valve to go through from the inner tube will be smaller.
Smoother than a baby's backside, bruv.
So with bike tires, they say which PSIs to pump them up on. So they say minimum to maximum. So on this one, you can see it says inflate to 2.8 bar or 30 PSI. And then, so that's the minimum. And then maximum 4.5 bar or 65 PSI.